Hey y'all, I'm Crystal with the Pink Seedling here in Franklin, Kentucky. I grow seedlings here in my little pink greenhouse and share real life gardening in Zone 7B. Today I already have my dirt prepared. We're going to start some seedlings. We have some old German, red cherry, Cherokee purple, Roma tomatoes, and orange hat tomatoes. The orange hat I think will be really cute because they're like a patio tomato. So this will be the first year I'm growing these and I'm excited to see how cute they are. Hopefully they taste well. Roma tomatoes I'll grow to make some pasta sauce, not pasta. Cherokee purple, good slicing tomato. Red cherry, good snacking tomato. Old German, another good slicing tomato, and probably good for my salsa this year, I think, that I'll can up. So we're just going to get started and get these all put into the soil and see what happens. You know, in about a week's time we should have some little seedlings sprouted. Just going to get all of these, get the little holes ready for them. This is probably the most time consuming part of this. Just making sure you have your little holes for your seeds. Makes the process a little bit quicker if you just do them all now together. So we're just gonna start with this side. This is 72 cells. So I'm just going to do this side, split it between the old German and the Cherokee purple tomatoes. That's probably the most that I will use for the salsa. So I would like to have a few extras for myself and, you know, maybe some to sell later from the greenhouse or give away to family members, something like that. So I'm going to start with the Cherokee purple. Luckily, I do have kind of long nails, so it's a little bit easier to pick these up for me like this. Not so great when you have, you know, dirt in them or harder projects where they're not as handy, but doing seeds, it's pretty handy with the long nails. And I'm sure that you can tell I'm a little bit nervous. This is probably one of the first videos I've ever recorded, except for during COVID. I was still practicing massage therapy at the time, and a client of mine had asked me how to work on a specific area on her neck during COVID, and obviously we weren't allowed to go to work then. That would have been the first video I ever done. So, I am a little nervous. Hopefully you guys will be interested in what I do out here in the greenhouse, out on the farm. We also have a beef store, so we sell fresh beef. So, sometimes you might see me, you know, on videos doing some stuff out there. Also have a 15-year-old daughter. She will be out here with me some, I'm sure. She's not as big into gardening as I am, but she is currently homeschooled. So, you know, I think it's good for her just to get out of the house, do some real life stuff. Good skills for her to know when she's older and, you know, gets ready to have a family of her own. Or just have, you know, nice little hobby. So we'll just cover these up just a little bit with the soil. I already wet my soil in my tray when I put it in here. So it is, you know, moist soil. This is probably my favorite part, is just seeing the little seeds get started and, you know, just getting to watch them grow up and be nice little plants, you know, share food with your family, your friends, just something nice to go out and care for. So we have 3 rows of our Cherokee Purple tomatoes. So we'll just make up a little label and stick that in here so we don't forget which ones are what. And then we'll just move on to the Old German. Okay, so I got my tag in here for the Cherokee Purple. Now I'm just gonna move on to the Old German and get those all put in here. So I'm kind of curious, like, you know, what your favorite tomato to grow. You know, maybe there's something you like to can as well that, you know, a specific tomato makes it taste better maybe, or easier to work with. You know, I'm just always curious about what other people like. And if you don't can, is that something that you would like to learn? I believe I learned how to can about 3 years ago, maybe. Pretty sure it's 3 years ago. I enjoy it. It is a lot of work. But during the winter, whenever you can pull out something that's fresh from the garden that you've canned up, make a nice meal out of it. It does taste good, and it's kind of rewarding after, you know, the hard work in the summer out in the garden. After you've cared for your plants for that whole season, then you get to enjoy them, you know, later on in the year like that. Because in the winter, I do miss my fresh garden vegetables, like my squash. I love fried squash. Wish there was an easy way to freeze squash so it still tasted just as good as it did straight from the garden, but I have tried that, and I never can get it to taste, you know, obviously as good or even close to as good. So that is all of our German tomatoes planted. We're just gonna cover those up and we'll make a label for these two, just that way we don't forget. I did a Cherokee Purple, you know, over on the 3rd row. That way I knew all the ones to the left belonged to that. And then we'll get these finished here. Get our label made. Our Old German. So our label, put it here. Pretty much that's how this whole process will go. I'll just kind of divide these up into the red cherry, the Roma, and the orange hat tomatoes. Probably won't do as many of the red cherry and the orange hat tomato, just because they produce a lot more than like the Roma or the Old German or Cherokee Purple. They just have more on the plant itself. So yeah, that's my day in the greenhouse today, and we'll just kind of finish this tray up. I will move on to my peppers. I'm gonna do some jalapenos, some bell peppers, some banana peppers, get those started in a 72 cell tray as well. I don't want to grow too many because I already have quite a few that are growing over here. And look, I'm not sure how to turn the camera around while I am recording a video, so that's going to be something I need to figure out. So I'm just going to kind of turn this around so you can see the tomatoes and stuff over here. We have some more stuff over here. We got some eggplant, and then we got some peppers started. Got some more peppers started. Pretty sure there's some parsley and oregano down there. Have a few more things on this side. We have some broccoli and cauliflower, some lettuce. All of this has been in like a little plastic tote for, you know, maybe like a week or so. So actually I take that back. Probably like 2.5 weeks. Those have been in there. But yeah, this is my little greenhouse. Just kind of pan around the room. Eventually I will obviously figure out how to turn the camera around, but for now I do not know how. And from the outside it's still you know, everything's still waking up from the winter, but this is just kind of a look out here on the farm. We just have, you know, some cleanup stuff to do from, you know, winter. Get everything put back together and looking really nice. That way you can sit out and enjoy being outside and, you know, just relax, maybe read a book. I do like to read, so right now I'm reading See You Yesterday, Rachel Lynn Solomon book. Of course, it's a pink cover. Never can go wrong with pink apparently here. But yeah, that's just my first video for the Pink Seedling. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, you know, maybe tell me some advice of, you know, what you would like to see, what I could change, you know, maybe what I could do better. If you have any advice for me to figure out how to properly work my phone to video things, I will get there. It just, technology is not my forte, but I do really enjoy sharing, you know, my hobbies and what I do, or if there's something I can do to help somebody to learn how to do this. Gardening really brings me a lot of joy, and it, I feel like it's just really good for the soul, and I just really want to share that with you guys. So I hope everybody's having a good day. If you live here in the Franklin area, get out and enjoy the sunshine because it's beautiful here today. So with that being said, I am going to get off here, and I hope you guys have a great day.